there's something strange hanging in the air over Tyneside. It's not just any rumor, nor a dramatic headline, but rather a silence loaded with meaning. You know when fans get that feeling that something big is about to happen, even though no one is openly talking about it. That's exactly the mood behind the scenes at Newcastle United in recent days. While the football media is busy focusing on the biggest names of the transfer window, a quiet movement involving one of the club's longest-serving players is starting to take shape, and it could mark the end of an important chapter at St. James Park. And look, if you're one of those fans who likes to keep up with everything happening behind closed doors at Newcastle, now's the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. Your subscription is essential for us to keep bringing you this kind of content with behind-the-scenes info, exclusive updates, and analysis you won't find just anywhere. So give the video a like, turn on notifications, and stick with us, because what comes next will definitely hit the hearts of Newcastle supporters. While most Premier League clubs are still getting organized for pre-season, Leeds United are moving quickly. Targeted signings, strategic reinforcements for key areas, and a clear plan to refresh the squad. And what does that have to do with Newcastle, you might be asking? Simple. One of Leeds' top targets in this transfer window is currently at St. James Park, and talks for his departure are further along than many realize. What makes all the difference here? The player has reportedly agreed personal terms to leave the club. So far, Newcastle have remained silent. No official statements, no bold interviews, but behind the scenes the whispers are getting louder. According to journalist David Ornstein and reported by The Athletic, Leeds United have already agreed personal terms with Longstaff, the 27-year-old midfielder who has worn the Newcastle shirt for almost 2 decades. That's right, a homegrown player with a 19-year journey at the club could be on his way out. And now, dear fan, comes the main reveal. Leeds United have submitted their third official bid for Longstaff, offering £10 million plus £2 million in 8 dons. Newcastle have not yet formally responded, but sources close to the club confirmed the decision lies with the player himself. According to manager Eddie Howe, in a recent interview, Longstaff's future was entirely up to him, and it seems the midfielder has decided to close this chapter, not out of a lack of love for the club, but because he wants to ensure Newcastle receive a transfer fee before his contract runs out. This kind of quiet, strategic move usually flies under the radar for most fans, but here on the channel, we follow everything closely, every detail, every clue, always with a commitment to accuracy. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time to join our community. With your subscription, you'll stay up to date on every deal, every rumor, and every decision shaping Newcastle's present and future. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell, because this story is far from over. What makes this potential farewell even more impactful is the profile of the player involved. Longstaff is a classic box-to-box midfielder, a role that's becoming increasingly rare in the Premier League. Tireless in defense, smart in distribution, and capable of adding depth to the team even off the ball. In the current Leeds squad, for example, there isn't anyone quite like him. That's precisely why manager Daniel Farke reportedly pushed so hard to sign Newcastle's number 36. What's fascinating is that this possible transfer represents far more than just a change of club. It symbolizes a new era for Newcastle, a club that, in recent years, has gone from promising potential to a Premier League reality with major investment, European ambition, and a deep restructuring of the squad. In this process, iconic names like Longstaff, no matter how beloved, naturally become negotiable assets. It's the price of growth, professionalism, and top-level competition. But don't think Longstaff's departure would be met with indifference from the fans. Far from it. We're talking about a player who wore the badge with pride, who lived through the ups and downs, who stood by the team through tough times and their recent rise. A player who never needed to shine more than the team, but who always stepped up when it mattered. And that's why, no matter the outcome, this story will leave a lasting impression on those who followed his journey from the start. By the way, since you've made it this far, leave a comment below with your thoughts on this possible departure. Should Longstaff really move to Leeds, or should Newcastle do everything to keep him? Your opinion helps us understand how the fans are feeling during this moment. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect moment. Your support means a lot and keeps us motivated to continue bringing passionate, responsible analysis from fan to fan. Back to the deal. All signs suggest Newcastle are open to talks. The current offer of £10 million fixed plus £2 million in bonuses hasn't yet been formally accepted, but is reportedly being seen internally as fair, given the time left on Longstaff's contract and his personal desire to leave. Plus, his potential sale would free up space for new midfield reinforcements, one of the technical staff's main priorities for the upcoming season. It's also worth noting that the club are already eyeing potential replacements for Longstaff should he depart. Several targets have been scouted in recent weeks, players with similar profiles, dynamic, physical, and tactically intelligent. This reinforces the sense that the board have been quietly preparing for this scenario, and even if there's still a bit of hope among nostalgic fans, the feeling is that the decision has already been made. All that's left are the final formalities. Lastly, it's important to stress that this information comes from trusted sources, Journalist David Ornstein, of The Athletic, is known for his reliability in transfer news, especially when it comes to English clubs. His reporting is based on direct sources within the clubs involved, which adds even more credibility to the idea that Longstaff is indeed close to leaving St. James' Park. So this is not a rumor or guesswork, it's a real negotiation in an advanced stage. And to wrap things up, remember this: Toon Army football is built on cycles. Some start with fireworks, others end in silence, but all of them leave stories, memories, and lessons. If Longstaff really is moving on, let it be with the respect and gratitude of everyone who wears black and white. Because he wasn't just a player, he was part of this club's soul for nearly 20 years. And that's something no transfer fee can buy. If you want to follow the outcome of this story and everything else happening in the transfer window, don't go anywhere. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and come along with us as we track every step Newcastle United takes, always with information, context, and respect for the club's legacy. See you in the next video.